let's go.
That's exactly what I was hoping you were going to say. Woo.
I just finished listening to Pet Sematary on Audible.
How long did it take to listen
15 hours.
Wow.
It was so good.
Was it?
Thanks, Kayla, for the rec. But in that book, he quotes that song all the time, and it's, hey ho, let's go. And I hate how he says it, but on Audible, the author is Michael C. Hall.
Michael C. Hall?
Yes.
Love him.
I wish he read every book. I love his reading, his voice.
I thought the same thing about Gary Sinise. I think that's his name. He was in, he read the book of Mice and Men and also was in the movie of Mice and Men. And he has done one of the best audiobook readings I have ever heard in my life. And I just wish he would read everything.
Yeah.
But I love Michael C. Hall. I feel like
it was a very soothing voice. And like every time he would say, because in the story, it's about a husband and wife and their family. And in the book, the guy calls his wife Babe a lot. And so Michael C. Hall would call me Babe. And I really liked it. I was like, oh.
You know who I really wish would read
Would call you
books? Also call me Babe.
Who?
A long list of people, but Chris Evans has one of the best voices to me.
Really?
I don't know what it is. Like, when I watch a Marvel movie and he's Captain America, I'll just close my eyes and listen to his voice. I truly love his voice. Have you seen the movie Gifted? If you want a good cry...
Really?
Oh my... It's about an uncle.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Actually, I know.
Yeah.
Who's Jenny Slate?
Jenny Slate is the girlfriend, or like the teacher, kind of love interest or whatever. It's beautiful. His voice is amazing. I would listen to it
I feel like I need to
all the time. You should watch it.
him.
Watch him, yeah.
I'll watch him. Maybe I will.
Also, this is a podcast.
It is. This podcast happens to be called, Can I Just Say One Thing?
Yes. I'm Jess.
I'm Demi.
You know what, something really sad?
What?
I was about to say that's Demi, but I was going to say I'm Demi. And then
you can be me if you want.
And I had to stop myself.
No, never.
In the split second.
Just be me. This is exciting, you guys, because first of all, we're starting a new book that we're literally jumping through our skin about with excitement.
I love this book. I fucking love this book.
My notes are so small because I already know I can't write down my thoughts. There's too many thoughts.
There's every thought.
I have felt, okay.
We'll get there in a second.
Hold on. Yeah. But one reason it's also very exciting is because we are drinking
Lava Cap.
Yeah. Welcome back, baby.
We are here. We are ready. It is a very strong wine. It's because it's old vines in.
And we're back.
What did you do this weekend? I don't even know. Oh, your engagement photos.
Took engagement photos.
Oh, can you be less blasé about it?
Can I tell you one thing, though?
Yeah.
She sent me the first one that I sent you, and I'm literally dying over it.
Wait, I thought it was your other photographer that you're using for the wedding.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's happening? Okay.
So the girl that did the engagement stuff. Okay, sorry, that sounds like weird. We don't know
what happened.
We don't know why. Anyway, engagement photos happened. It's Brett's mom's friend.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
okay.
And so we just went up to Auburn, did some shots. Picture shots.
Oh.
I would never do shots like ever.
No.
Ever.
No.
And I love the first one. I love the background and the colors. And
the one that you sent me?
The one that I sent you. Then the next day, she sent me another one because she wanted my opinion on, like, I guess there's, like, different...
lighting and stuff?
Yeah. Like, different...
Well, I don't know anything.
Hues.
Sure.
Vignettes. I don't know. Things. And she asked me, what do you like more? And she sent me this one picture, and I was like, I'm sorry, did we shoot a maternity shoot? Ew.
It's just a fly.
Oh, I hate it. I hate flies so much. I do. Do you hear it? Sounds like devils. Get out of here.
It is. This is a fat fly.
Oh.
It's dying. Alexis? Are you here? From Schitt's Creek? Okay.
Hate
that
flies.
was so funny. I love that.
Let me show you the picture.
A maternity shoot. Interesting.
At least I know what I look like when I'm pregnant. Dude, right? That is not what I look like.
No.
That jumper was flowy. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I thought the fly was on my leg. I hate flies.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at this picture
That's
right
a
now.
bad picture. Well, okay, sorry.
It's not a bad picture.
Beautiful picture.
If you were pregnant, this picture would be perfect.
I mean, it would be in a frame.
Absolutely.
I'm not pregnant.
No.
I sent that to Brett's mom, and I was like, okay, look at how pretty this picture is, but also I'm not I look pregnant. And she's like, do you have something to tell me? And I'm like,
no. No. I
Never.
don't actually.
No.
Yeah. Oh, this is such a cute picture.
I know.
Otherwise.
Isn't the
it's not that it's
background
not a bad
beautiful?
picture. Even you don't look bad. It's just.
No, I look 8 months along. Okay, honestly.
That is definitely the dress, though, because
yes.
I could see where your stomach actually is, you know? Ooh.
Let me get rid of this.
So,
yeah.
there's other ones then.
Not pregnant. She said 1 week, and I should have them.
Yay.
Yay.
Can't wait to see. The one that you sent me, I was just like, my whole vacation was on pause. I was just like, this is the most beautiful photo I've ever seen. These are loves.
up.
Yeah, no, truly, I was just like, like gasping.
What was your weekend like?
I spent a weekend with friends from camp. I'm sure I've talked about it before.
I don't really think you have, to be honest.
Really?
Mm-mm.
So in 2013,
Yeah, let's start.
I was a camp counselor.
Okay, bitch.
In 2013, I was a camp counselor at a camp in Germany, and I made a whole bunch of friends. And so we try to get together. It doesn't happen every year. More so with some people are able to go every year, but I cannot make that happen every year. But so I was able to go out and see some friends. We meet in Tampa, Florida. And so, yeah, I got to hang out with them. I went to Universal Studios, and it cost a lot of money, but I did get to go to Harry Potter World.
Woo, woo.
That was fun. If you're not thinking about the
Representing.
the Muggles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was
That's
super
so
fun.
cute.
Yeah. It was
I
nice.
love that. That's so cool. Wait, does this look the same? No, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
It was a year since I saw a lot of them because the last time I saw them, well,
But
all
you
of them-
talk a lot.
Yeah, we have a text group and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but the last time I saw them was for one of the women's wedding in England last year, and she brought her husband out with her this time, and I actually got to hang out with him, which was
That's
nice
cool.
because I only quickly met him.
Right.
And so
And
it
he
was
was getting
nice.
married, so he's like
Yeah,
not trying to make new friends.
No. Can't sit with us, you know? So it was nice to actually like get to know my friend's husband and see how cute and freaking perfect they are together, you know?
Aw.
Good for them. I'm so happy.
So sweet.
But also so cute.
So cute, so married.
Yeah, so married.
So one
soon you
year.
will be like that, and I'll describe.
I won't. I promise.
No, I want to describe you like that. Like, ugh, they're so cute and married.
I don't want to be.
We don't want to be
I don't
married.
want to be cute and married. I want to be ugly and single.
That's lies.
No, I never want to
That's
be.
so lies.
Ever.
Okay, we have to because
I
I
know.
can't contain my excitement.
I know. We just gotta go.
You guys, I know we kind of already talked about it, but like we're in love with this book.
Yeah, it's been 1 week, and that's how easily I can fall in love.
That's so easy.
Thank
That's
you.
like the
you can
kind
call
of
me
love.
like Rupi Kaur.
Yeah. That was kind of like that.
Thank you.
You know? Thank you. It's been 1 week, and I read 6/8 of it just yesterday.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop.
I know.
This is the first. Every other time we've read, I've been able to stop myself. I'm like, okay.
I know you always stop yourself, and I'm the one like, oh, I
just
read
read
ahead.
ahead. And there's been a couple times where I read like a couple chapters or a couple.
Can't stop.
Won't. I will not. Can't make me. I am obsessed with this
I know.
book.
It's so crazy.
Nonfiction beauty.
It is. I'm like, is it nonfiction? Because
It reads. Sorry, I'm so excited.
be it. Yes.
It reads like
I know.
fiction because it's so beautifully done.
It's tragic.
Oh, I'm crying.
I know. I haven't cried yet.
I mean, I haven't actually cried, but
Okay.
I've been wanting to cry because I've been in public places, so I can't
Yeah.
feel like I can cry.
I'm just feeling a lot of like
Empathy?
yeah, and just like emotions that I have suppressed.
Yes.
And you and
Yeah.
I have talked about that. And
Yep.
like I don't even mind sharing it
Yeah.
which
We'll
we
get
will
to there.
get into.
Yeah.
But just like, I have not even thought of these feelings or felt these feelings in 15 years.
Yeah.
15
that's
years.
huge.
I'm sorry, not 15. Let's say 12. Let's say 12 years. How old am I? I'm 29. 19
Math.
would be
What
10.
is it?
Okay. Yeah, like 13 years.
Okay. Wow.
Math is hard.
Math is not my strong suit.
No. Okay. Do you want to start at the at
Prologue.
Okay, not the author's note. Okay, prologue, same.
I don't know what was I just
Literally, my only note is
nope.
we are one sentence in.
I know.
When my mother was a young woman, a man used to follow her to work every morning and masturbate in step behind her. That's how we start the book, you guys. That's how the book begins.
My freaking note is just nope.
Same.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so she's talking about her mother, and her mother was very poor, living in Italy, walking to work every day to work at not a bodega.
Essentially, but like a little
like a farmer's market
fruit stand or
thing.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So her mom walks to work, and her mom is like strikingly beautiful and obviously young at the time, like no kids, and is subjected to this.
This man spots her, and then
Daily.
the next day she walks out of her front door.
His dick's out.
He's just starting to masturbate behind her. Sometimes he does it twice a day. Sometimes he follows her to and from. It's just I'm so furious.
The rage.
The odd. This man thinks he has the privilege to do this.
Okay, so this is
Nobody's stopping him.
right. This is how like accepted that this is, that
Right.
a literal human man thinks that it is an acceptable behavior. It's so barbaric. I see a woman that makes me hard. I know what I'll do. I'll continue to stare at her from behind and jerk off until I come. That is his only thought process. It's not
fucking
even
disgusting.
I don't even want to give him the out of like a mental disability or anything like that. You don't get that.
No.
You're just disgusting.
You're a piece of shit is what you are.
Dude, oh my God. When I read that, I was like, I read the first page and I was like, okay, I think I need to start over. I think I made something up. I think I'm going through something.
What am I reading?
Experiencing.
What are my eyes reading? And that's not on the
It
book.
doesn't compute. Like
No.
my brain is like, not today. No.
Literally on the second page in the prologue, she describes the guy. So he was in his 60s, large nose and balding.
Do you know who I pictured?
Who?
Joseph James D'Angelo Vickers.
Oh, totally. Actually, yeah.
Right.
Large nose, balding, with a white pepper growth across his sunken cheeks. Oh, yeah, totally.
He's just a man.
He wore a newsboy cap like all the other old men who walk the streets in their canes on the daily... some Italian word. Also, and like my note on the side was like, also doesn't matter what he looks like. He's just a freaking pig.
He's just a guy.
He's an
Yeah.
asshole. And in the next page, it says at the height of their relationship, and I corrected and said harassment.
Yeah.
He was coming to twice a day behind her,
Literally.
like actual coming. That's what she means, even though
It's not.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just like
Oh, my absolute favorite. Okay, it was Italy, the 1960s. The police officers would have said, "Leave it alone. He's a poor old man. It's a miracle he can get it up at his age."
right. I know.
Can we take a moment of silence for all the women that had to suffer through that?
Yeah, truly.
And probably
still are in this book.
Still do have to suffer.
They do. But there's plenty of women out there who are just like, oh, he's not harmful. He's not doing any harm.
Oh,
He's just like
boys will be boys. Oh, like the boys today that I saw on the news that are in high school, and they are a part of the support campaign for Mitch McConnell. Wearing their Mitch McConnell shirts and MAGA hats or whatever the fuck. And they have a life-size cardboard cutout of AOC. And they are choking her, groping her, kissing her, flipping her off, and giving a thumbs down.
Cool.
But you know what? It's okay because boys will be boys.
Right. Never held.
And my absolute favorite thing about all that was that a representative from his campaign team said, they're not a part of our campaign. They're high schoolers.
So not even saying like what they're doing is wrong. It's literally just like, oh, that's not us. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Fine.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Yeah. So she goes on to write, men do not merely want, men need.
Where are you?
At the very bottom of 3. Still on 3. Still on 3. Presidents forfeit glory for blowjobs. Mm-hmm. Actually has happened. And then I put wow on page 4. Why did I write this? The philosopher's story, which began as the story of a good-looking man whose less beautiful wife did not want to sleep with him, with all the attendant miserly agonies of dwindling passion and love, turned into the story of a man who wanted to sleep with the tattooed masseuse he saw for his back pain. She says she wants to run away with me to Big Sur, he texted early one bright morning. The next time we met, I sat across from him at a coffee shop as he described the hips of the masseuse. His passion didn't seem dignified in the wake of what he had lost in his marriage. Rather, it seemed perfunctory. And the reason why I'm reading this, so she's talking about how she was starting to interview men and trying to see, because she thought a lot of the stories lied within men and like what their passions are.
What they're striving to get, like what they're reaching for.
But it literally was copy paste from man to man. Nobody seemed to have an actual.
For men, it's all so instant. That's all it is.
Instant gratification.
It's so, there's no depth to it. I guess this book does make me feel a lot of feelings.
Oh, I think we knew that because this book is crazy. So we're still in the prologue. We're going to have to move on here pretty soon. But I do want to say why she's decided to write about women.
Where are
she
you?
says, page 4.
Okay, go.
She says, there was complexity and beauty and violence even in the way the women experienced this same event, which is why she switched over to women, essentially. Yep. So she found these stories. I drove across country 6 times, plotted my spots, blah, 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 blah. I would order toast and coffee. I found Maggie this way, a young woman being called whore and fat and cunt by women even younger than herself. And my note was, women do better.
Please.
But so it's talking about there had been an alleged relationship with her married high school teacher. The fascinating thing in her account was the absence of intercourse. As she related it, he'd perform oral sex on her and didn't let her unzip her jeans, but he'd place manila yellow post-it notes in her favorite book, Twilight. Twilight comes up a lot in this.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, and I mean not a lot, but like it comes up because he plays because they talk about
it's
it.
Our theme.
I know. So anyway, so Maggie's one of the women.
And then there is Lila. I don't know if she brings it up.
I say Lena.
Lena, sorry, not Lila. Oh my God. Lena literally breaks my heart.
I know.
I
have been Lena,
oh my
though.
God.
But just the wanting attention from men kind of thing. You know what I mean? So Lena, a housewife in Indiana who hadn't been kissed in years. That alone.
Her husband's gay. Can we just fucking say it? That her husband is absolutely gay.
And that's okay, but also break up with your wife. Like, divorce your wife.
Leave your wife.
So that way you both can be happy. You know what I mean?
Have the kids. Be gay.
I know.
Please be gay.
People with kids, the guy is gay and they have kids. Like, you know what I mean? That's great. That's totally fine. We approve.
I don't approve of him being a fucking dick to
her.
her.
No, exactly. Okay, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
Housewife in Indiana who hadn't been kissed in years waited to leave her husband because she didn't have the money to exist apart from him. The spousal support laws in Indiana were not a reality that were available to her. Then she waited for another man to leave his wife. Then she waited some more. So I don't think that ends very well.
Fucking tragic.
I know. She's so sad.
And then Sloane.
Where's she at? You
Sloane's
want to
at the
read
top
this one?
of 7. Sloane, a poised restaurant owner, lets her husband watch her fuck other men. Occasionally there are 2 couples on a bed, but mostly it's him watching her or on a video or in person with another man. Sloane is beautiful while her husband watches her fuck other men. A coveted stretch of ocean froths outside the bedroom window. Down the road, Cotswold sheep the color of oatmeal roam. A friend of mine who thought Menage a Trois squalid Thought Menage a Trois squalid and nearly despicable in the context of a group of swingers I met in Cleveland found Sloane's story illuminating, raw, relatable, and its relatability that moves us to empathize.
And I think that's the thing that I figured out with this book is although I don't completely relate to everything that's happening, there's like bits and pieces that I'm like, okay, I've kind of been there.
Why it's so beautiful to me.
That's what I mean.
It's so beautiful that these 3 women that are living in our nation right now are so different and have such different journeys, but we experience the same things.
Yep. And maybe not to a T, but we empathize with them.
Hashtag humanity if I've ever heard of it. I know. Jeez, let's go.
Hold on. So I think it's just the reason why I made this note is because we compare ourselves to others in like the worst ways, because it's women in many of these stories I've heard who have greater hold over other women than men have, because unfortunately because we are, even if we're not taught like a lesson, we are taught to covet what another woman has. We're taught to compare ourselves,
and we're also taught to like, if another woman isn't Virgin Mary, then we judge her. You do whatever you want in your own life, but if another woman is having sex and getting love elsewhere, she is going to hell. How dare she?
You know that's like my biggest pet peeve.
It's just I hate when
the
that
virginity complex.
I mean,
it is the most frustrating.
It is so demented. It is just. For women, if you ever really like dig deep into it and just marinate in it for a while, it's just like, it's out of control crazy.
It's super stupid.
It's so ass backwards.
I know.
It's fucked up.
So one thing I noticed is like, we pretend to want the things we don't want so nobody can see us not getting what we need. And I said, wow.
Hold on. I feel like I need to be high for that. Can you?
Yep. Ready for this again?
Say it again. Slowly.
So slowly. We pretend to want things we don't want so nobody can see us not getting what we need.
F.
I know. How heavy is that?
Okay.
Read it again later and just like mull it over, because holy shit, that hit me hard.
Ooh. Where was that?
Page 7. Third to last paragraph. You see it? Okay. It's just,
Dude, her writing is...
her writing is amazing.
So crazy. And then what?
She talks about her mother a little bit and how her mother, married her father, blah, 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 blah. And how her mom, how a man like also sought after her mom, who seemed to really be in love with her. Loved her so much he'd gone to the church to try and stop my parents' wedding while it was underway.
Right.
Which I'm just like, whoa. Anyway, that's all I really had. And then we get into Maggie.
Yes.
She is the underage girl going to high school. And
oh my God.
What?
Well, I love the beginning too, because I had the idea of who Maggie was from the intro or from the prologue.
Right.
And so in the beginning, when she's saying like, you're getting ready, you're doing your hair and makeup and Led Zeppelin, Linkin Park. And I'm just like, oh my God, literally me trying so hard in high school, just desperate to be something.
Exactly.
Oh, and then what so this kicked off my love of this woman's writing. So she's talking about how she's getting ready to go to court.
Right.
Because, I mean, I haven't got there yet, but I am assuming she is filing sexual assault charges against her teacher now.
Right.
Years later.
Right. 6 years, which is why it says 6 years ago.
6
you
years,
were smaller. Yes. He loved your little hands.
Right. And so at the top of that, it says, of course, you also want him to want you still, to lament what he lost. You want him to sit at a dinner table later, meditating on the smiling bone of your hip. And I just like, I always wanted to be wanted.
Of course.
It's
who doesn't?
so important. And like
Yeah.
this woman, the way that she writes about Maggie seems so like innocent,
she's us.
or not innocent.
Like,
I'm sorry, like childlike,
right,
almost, like very stuck in that age.
Well,
that
I also
this trauma
think
happened.
when we get to Lena too, I think she kind of thinks about that
I feel
as
the
well.
same way about Lena.
Yeah, because it's like we're kind of stuck with this like fairy tale fantasy, and I think with like the first people that we love, you know, it's kind of like
Soulmate.
that soulmate. Yeah, like
Yeah.
even I don't obviously have any feelings towards my ex-boyfriend,
Right.
But like I do have this innocent young love associated with him.
100%.
You know what I
because
mean?
Same.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
writing
exactly
me poems,
what it was.
like the kissing and making
Your
out
first
literally
time
everywhere.
experiencing love,
Right.
where it's not like a love for your family or love for friends.
No,
and
this is like a
feeling
lustful love.
a lustful
Yeah.
sexual love to another person.
Right.
It's just insane. And so the first time you feel it, you're like a heroin addict. You just can't get enough.
Exactly.
And so of course you're going to like, that's basically what we're doing our entire lives, is trying to replicate that type of love. And you do in the beginning, and then it dwindles, and then, yeah. Yeah.
I know.
So
Isn't
crazy.
that so crazy? Okay. So she was 17 when the actual stuff was taking place. Anyway. Maggie. Hey, Maggie. Hey, girl. I'm sorry you're going through this right now.
She smokes. She's pissed. It's like 3 degrees.
Again, because it got cut off, her parents are alcoholics.
Her parents, were there in
Yeah.
North Dakota. They're going to trial because, okay, I don't know about that. Okay, they're in North Dakota.
Yeah. They kind of mentioned that she's obviously 6 years later, so she's heavier than she was. I mean, she's older, you know, so she's older. And,
Okay, so my first note starts on 14, and I think this was kind of littered throughout before this started. And so the thing that I love so much about her writing is how she's telling it for what it is, and like, this is the case, and this is why we hate this guy, and this is what a piece of shit he is, and this is how she's feeling. But then let's go back to the time when he was everything to her. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, that is so real to humans. That's what we do.
I know.
We hate so much, but then we're like, but remember? Yes.
Yeah.
So there's this, but remember,
I have like so many notes. Look at this.
oh, yes. Hello.
I can't stop. I won't
Okay,
stop.
so there's this part on page 14, second paragraph down. His eyes come up off the table to meet yours. They are cold and black and dead. Little, I don't know how to say this word.
Agates?
Sure. Gleaming and stern and older than you remember. In fact, you don't remember those eyes at all, these eyes. They used to be filled with love, lust. He used to suck your tongue into his mouth as if he wanted another tongue. And it's just like, but you are on trial against him. You can't think those things, is what I would say as a person going through zero experience of what she is going through.
Right.
I can't even imagine how hard that is for her.
Right. Having these memories.
What if mine and Brett's love was
A farce.
toxic?
Right.
What if it was not okay for us to be?
Right.
And then years later, I remember, and I can press charges for some reason, and then I'm there, and I'm just like, yes, he did this to me.
And it was wrong, and it was, I mean...
And I remember how he smells, and I remember how he breathes, and I remember how he looks when he wakes up. And it's just like, wait, that's so confusing.
I know, it is. Because she does love him. She loves this idea. I mean, okay, so my note is that he's a pedophile, obviously.
100%.
You know, I said he's a pedophile when you read that line.
Yes.
That's why he doesn't lust after you anymore, because
because
you
he's
are
done
older
with
now.
you. Yes.
Yeah. Also, I mean, like you just said, it is a toxic relationship. You know, you have all these good memories because he wasn't even good to her. Like when you read on through the book, obviously he wasn't. He's using her. He's again a pedophile. So he's
and
like,
it sucks because you see the beginning.
I know.
Of how he was just a teacher. And it seemed like a concerned. Again, the way that the writing is portrayed is that she was going through stuff as a teen.
Right. Her parents are alcoholics, so she would go and talk to him.
Right. And that's
confide.
exactly what teachers do. That's exactly the purpose. Yes, of course, they're supposed to educate you, but especially in high school, they're supposed to be there to see you when nobody else can see you as an adult. Your friends are too obsessed with themselves.
Right.
Your parents want you to go to college and, like, be successful. Nobody's seeing you as this person who's struggling with feelings, and that's what a teacher does.
Right.
And this guy fucking took advantage of a young girl who was going through trauma.
Exactly.
Who was also taken advantage by another man.
Yeah.
Which we will get into.
Yep. So in North Dakota right now, his name is Aaron Knodel. Is that how you say it? That's how I said it. Knodel.
I said Nodell.
No, okay. Nodell. Sure. I don't know.
Silent like knee.
I don't know. That's why I was wondering if it was silent or not.
Nodell.
Sure. Whatever. Is Teacher of the Year.
Okay.
Across the whole state, he is deemed the absolute best in the business.
Do you think, and I wonder if this comes out, is that the reason that she came forward?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it triggered it.
That's what I thought. So we have talked about this before, that I've experienced trauma.
A level.
Trauma in my past, not like this at all, but I've experienced trauma enough with a male that if something happened in the future where he was like, hey, I'm running for Congress, I would feel that it was in my duty as a citizen of California to say, hey, I know this happened a long time ago, but this happened to me.
And it also happened to other people.
And it also happened to other people I know. But at the same time, like, I can't make them come forward.
Right, of course. Not that you have to give names, but, like, I know I'm not alone in this, but this has happened to me.
Right. And it really reminds me of Blasey Ford. It's not as traumatic as her, obviously. But...
Sorry, I get what you just said now. I was trying to hear what you said, and I was like, And I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
yeah.
And it's just like that would absolutely happen because white males can do no wrong.
Right.
Okay.
I know, but you would still have to come forward, and thankfully you have a lot of people in your corner who would back you up.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
So I thought it was interesting how, like, she's basically just saying, like, how she's seeing him in this courtroom, right? She's like, you thought you'd still want to fuck him. You'd stalked him online. It's not even stalking these days. And it says his lips aren't sensual but dry and distracting. He looks sickly as if he's been eating muffins and drinking AA coffee and Coca-Cola and sitting in a drafty basement scowling at the wall. It's just like things where it's just like he isn't the man that like yet of course. I mean, he's worse.
Right.
You know? It's just it's nuts. Anyway, so we can
I feel like she and probably Lena too, the word that I wanted to say earlier was stunted.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yep.
That's the exact word.
Mm-hmm.
They had things they had opportunities and who they were before these events happened. They had those like aspirations and goals and people who they were before taken from them. And so now they're like rerouting and having to like come up with new ways to be. And
yeah.
And
it's interesting. Did it talk about it here where, like initially she didn't even think that he was like that cute? Yeah. So she's like, oh, whatever. Like all the girls in her class are like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. And she's like,
all the girls are
I guess
obsessed
he's
with him in high school. And he's wearing khakis, a button down, and a tie. It isn't some metric moment. It's rarely a big deal the first time you meet the next VIP of your life. She says to her friends, well, yeah, he's cute, but he certainly isn't all he's cracked up to be. So it's just like, he's like a hot teacher, whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing to write home about.
In my senior year.
Yeah.
Who I obviously would have never had an affair with, but at the same time, he's younger than Shiloh is, and I'm like, shoot, you know what I mean?
It's so strange, too, and, like, maybe we'll get into this, like, next episode, but, like, I definitely had a teacher, and you and I have already talked about it, so I really don't want to dive into it now because there's more to say later, but, like, the persuasion that a male teacher has on young females is amazing.
Oh, I know. And the fact that they're kind of cute and they're willing to listen to you and
that's it.
Make you feel heard.
That's literally all it takes.
Absolutely.
Young, impressionable girls.
Yep. And I'm sure it probably goes both ways. That's why you 100%. That's why you do see women in the media being like, "Oh, that she had an affair with her student and stuff." So it definitely goes. It's definitely seen both ways a lot of the time.
100%.
But like, oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. And then they talk about all, like, who Maggie was. She was a soccer player, and she had, like, posters of Mia Hamm in her room, and she's in love with David Beckham. And
Same.
And then still. And then Mr. Nodell is a catch, and there's 2 other teachers in there called the Three Amigos because they, like, are all active in the school and
they
always
have lunch together. They do fantasy football, blah, 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 blah. So the thing that I kind of noted, which was like, I just stood out to me because she's talking about some of her closest friends and she's talking about what their names are. And then she says the last name of one of the people, and Hoy, the attorney for Aaron, is saying, that's not her last name. And she's like, oh, I thought it was or whatever. Hoy says...
Solomon,
you think her last name is Solomon? Apparently it's not, you say... Your face gets... Because Aaron Nodell speaks up as like, that's not her name.
Right.
Apparently it's not, you say, your face gets hot once you loved him, but he is still and has always been an authority figure. Once he said he'd manscaped for you and you felt so dumb because you had no idea what that meant.
What
my note is like my note is like head fucked. Like he fucked your head so hard.
No. He's acting as an adult to a child.
I know.
I know that the age of consent is 18 and she's 16.
In North Dakota. In North Dakota, it's 18.
And here.
In Hawaii, it's 16.
Oh, 16. Yeah, right.
Which is nuts.
Yeah. Is it still?
I don't know.
I hope not.
But
we should do our research.
Also, she's our age. She graduated in like 2009.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Dang it.
Yeah.
So she's younger than us.
I think she graduated either 2009 or probably maybe even 2008. But anyway, so.
But yeah, I mean, like, Manscaped. Why would a 17-year-old girl know what that means?
I don't know.
He's talking to her as an adult.
Yep, exactly.
Also, tell your wife that you manscaped, you piece of shit.
Why don't you go to your wife for any sexual needs that you have?
Because
he's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile.
And it talks about, but it's not Hoy who's crazy, it's you. You are a crazy girl. You want money, it's what people think, and for that man to pay for something he didn't do. You are crazy and broken, along with your car and your mental health. As always, the bastards win. Aaron is still bigger than you. This causes not pain, but sometimes cancer is something that weans deep within you that only wants its mother. You shrug your shoulders. They don't know, you say. Then I don't know, you say about the last name. And it's just like the way we make victims feel collectively as like a society, that's
toxic.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's so bad. And it's just like, I know that that's his defense attorney and she's on the prosecution and the prosecution is going to question him in the same way. It's just so crazy.
I know.
It's so crazy when you don't know what's what. So my last note is on page 21, and it's the very last paragraph. If she hadn't brought him a morsel... If she hadn't brought him a morsel in a while, he might prod. He might say, hey, everything okay at home? And Maggie would hang back and tell him whatever was new. He was a good teacher and he cared. Sometimes there's nothing better on earth than someone asking you a question. And that just broke my heart.
Yep, because it's true.
But the reason that it's true is because older adults know that. So and I am so curious. I wonder if in this beginning, that part that she's talking about, hey, everything okay at home, I wonder if at some point it was truly genuine for him. I wonder if he viewed her as a student and said like, wow, I feel so bad for her. Because
I almost want to say, obviously I don't know for sure, but I almost want to say, yeah, like maybe he wasn't looking to find an affair.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
So Shiloh went to high school with a guy who later became a teacher and had an affair with one of his students. And Shiloh's like, yeah, I used to have a crush on his girlfriend, or later became his girlfriend and wife, or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, he never seemed that weird. And it's just like, maybe that wasn't the goal. And I'm not giving this fucker an out. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying maybe it wasn't. And it just like developed into something. And you know what? That's where you stop yourself and be like, hey, I'm a married older man. This
I'm
girl
a teacher.
is, yeah.
This is my job.
Self-control.
Sure.
Cool. Okay.
Let's crack into Lena.
Yes, please.
So
Also,
Lena,
can we pause for a second? Real quick?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Lena.
Okay. Lena.
Okay.
Lena's heartbreaking. Okay, so we're starting out with Lena, and she's 15.
Yep.
She's obsessed with the fairy tale, French kissing and the boy and the falling in love and
Right.
the constant kissing.
At some point, I think we all are.
Constant.
Most people.
It reminds me of Pen 15, I'm going to say.
Totally. Watch Pen 15. I know we've said it a million times, but watch it.
I have to rewatch.
Oh, yeah. It is. It's very, and most people do grow out of it. Not everybody, of course. It's
Right.
this.
Like me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So she thinks of herself as like, she's not ugly, but she's not beautiful.
It's very, like, for her, it seems like it's very factual. She's like, I know that I'm not hot. I don't have body dysmorphia. I know what I am.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it.
And I'm not that cute.
Yeah,
like, she's
but I
just like,
also
whatever.
want a cute boyfriend.
Yeah,
you know?
she's like, I love the hottest guy in school. Like,
Yeah,
deal with
fine.
it.
So she talks about Aiden because Aiden's the guy she has a crush on.
Envisioning Aiden from Sex and the City.
Oh, I didn't even think because I never watched Sex and the City. That's why.
Oh my God,
I don't
John
know what I
Corbett.
think. Oh, I love John Corbett.
John
I
Corbett.
love John Corbett. I don't know who I envisioned.
Aiden.
I did envision like a good-looking man with like darker hair.
Aiden.
Yeah, but like also 18 or
But
whatever.
like Aiden wore a puka shell necklace in Sex and the City, so I have some problems. Puka shell and flip flops.
Nope. Okay, bye. Unless you
had a
live
cute
in
dog.
Venice Beach, you cannot wear those things. Also, when you
No.
live there, you cannot wear them. Okay. So her friend Jennifer is dating this guy Rod, who is friends with Aiden, and Aiden,
she's literally obsessed
with Aiden. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
What's her best friend's name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer is obsessed with, her boyfriend.
Rod.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, she knows his address, his phone number, his parents, the pet name, the jersey number, like everything.
I feel like we all would kind of do that, right?
Oh, girl.
Okay.
I was
So-
crazy.
I mean, I bet that you were just normal. No, truly. Like, all of us are like, oh, let's prank call them. Let's call their number and see if they answer.
Okay, I did
you know
that.
what I mean?
I did prank calls in middle school. I
Yeah.
did drive-bys in high school.
I guess I had a boyfriend in high school. But
I
like,
didn't for the first 2 years, so it was fair game. Selena's
Love
was
it.
fair game.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
I would just see a guy and I'd be like, I'm in love with you now. Anyway.
To be honest, I was very into this guy that was definitely stringing me along.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
God.
Because I didn't know at the time, but he was like effing one of my friends.
Oh, God.
And all that. Yeah, it just was weird. Anyway, so we get into Aiden. Don't need to. And she says he's strong and hot, extremely quiet, so that every time he opens his mouth, it's exciting.
I mean, I'm in love with him.
I know. It's only a medium crush because she barely even sees him.
Right. It's like those crushes where you're like, yeah, obviously I have a crush on him. Everybody has a crush on him.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to do anything about it. It's just there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But she's not beautiful, for example. If she were suddenly to become Aiden's girlfriend, she could not imagine another boy saying, man, Aiden's chick is hot.
Yeah.
So it's like she's self-aware, she's fine.
I love how this intro to Lena too, it's like I read it as a young 15-year-old girl bouncing around her room being like, I'm not that cute. I have a crush on Aiden. My house sucks. I want
Yeah.
a boyfriend. Like,
Yeah.
meh, meh, meh.
Yeah, like truly all of the
Basics.
very basic things, like things that you lust after, like hours and hours and hours of fantasizing
Dedicating
about
time.
what your life would be like.
Right? Yes. Yes.
You
That is
know?
exactly what she's doing.
If I'm being quite honest, I kind of do that type of stuff now, but on a
Oh my
adult
God.
level. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, if that makes sense, I'm obviously not like, oh my God, is he gonna like me? I've been in a 10-year relationship almost, so like.
But does he like you?
But does he like me?
Do you wake him up at night and be like, babe,
Can you?
can you tell me why you love me? Oh, if you think that I don't do that to Brett, then you are wrong. Because I do.
It's like you're sleeping. He's been dead asleep for 2 hours and you've been laying there like flat like a board and your eyes are...
Babe. Hey, babe. Are you sleeping, babe?
Hey, are you sleeping?
I like kick him really hard. Babe? Oh my God, what happened? I think it was an earthquake. Why do you like me?
Usually
I'm going to die right now.
My period.
All the time.
I'm on my period all the time.
Okay, there's this part on 26 where I died because, it's like I went back in time and wrote a book because here I am on page 26, where she wouldn't care about stuff like that, or she wouldn't tolerate it, at least, if she could go over to her boyfriend Aiden Hart's house and watch a movie in his basement room with all the lights off and make out exuberantly but quietly as they snuggled under scratchy Colt's blanket and care about nothing else because they are so totally in love. Oh man, the word boyfriend. It's like something she can't even conceive. It's this faraway thing, and she knows if she ever got it, she wouldn't ever take it for granted because every day she would wake up and say, holy shit, I have a boyfriend.
Love always, Demetra.
Love always, Demetra. That, swear to G, like, that is me.
Okay, rhymes.
The Ruby Kaur speaking through my soul. Reads Ruby Kaur twice, becomes Ruby Kaur. Lava Cap is thriving.
Hey! Oh, that was bad. Never want to do that again.
Oh, you want to?
Okay, yep. Never want to do that. You want to? Yeah. Okay.
If only he knew how perfect she was for him. Mm-hmm. That was my biggest thing. I'm like, you're such an idiot that you don't even realize how
right here.
I'm right here. You could be so blessed.
I know.
You're so stupid.
Your dreams can come true.
And then I hate him because he's too stupid to realize.
That, like, Jason?
Jason Derulo.
So anyway, they end up like...
Wait.
Whoa.
This is... How dare you try and blaze over this?
What? I forgot. I didn't make all my notes. I have too many notes.
Then the phone rings and her mom screams, Lena... That's what I...
Take it away, Jess. 14-year-old Jess is here. No, you finish because you were in the middle.
I cut you off.
No.
Then the phone rings. And her mom screams,
Are we at the door?
Lena. So I'm at the door. From the base of the stairs, and it's 6 p.m., and Lena picks up the phone off the receiver. It's Jennifer. And when Jennifer says, hey, Lena, Aiden thinks you're cute, and we're going to have a double date tonight, this whole world with all its Fridays that feel like Tuesdays and its meatloaf and bullshit dies, and a whole new life begins.
It's a whole new world.
It's...
fantastic. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I started sweating at this point.
I was like, oh my God, everything's happening for her.
Honey.
I know.
The phone calls.
I know.
Those phone calls where you're just like, no, why do you hate me? Why would you tell me that my crush likes me?
Unless it's true.
How dare you?
Right.
The thing that gets me the most here is Fridays that feel like Tuesdays.
Right. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I feel you, girl.
This gave me butterflies.
I know.
Reading that, I was just like, we've all been there.
Right.
We've all been there when you're in health class and it's 6th period and Chris takes your diary from you and he reads it and he knows his secret code in the diary is him, and he turns around and he asks you to be his girlfriend and you say yes, and then he breaks up with you 2 weeks later over the phone and won't make eye contact with you in the hallway. Wait.
Suppressed memories coming through. That is actually such a cute story though. Because now you're engaged and gonna have a beautiful life and all that stuff.
And he's fat and bald.
Hey-o. Love it. Love it. No, you're not. Okay. So they meet, they go to the movies, blah, 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 blah. Aiden.
What do they go and see? Hold on.
7.
Okay, so they're older than us because 7 is 90.
I don't know if she is.
Early 2000s. She is, because 7 is the movie with Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt.
Oh, you're saying... Sorry. I get what you're saying. they're older than us.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no. They're in high school here.
Yes. Okay,
I'm with
sorry.
you.
Yeah, sorry.
We're together. We're all
Love
in this together.
together.
Okay. But yes, it's 7, and she hates it because she doesn't like slasher, gory, whatever.
That movie's brilliant.
Yeah, Lena, rewatch immediately.
brilliant.
It's so. What's in the box? What's in the box?
Okay.
Never bring lava cap to my house again.
I have another bottle. It's reserved too, so that'll be the next one. Okay, anyway, so
Oh my god.
so they go in. He grabs her hand. They walk into the movie theater. They're starting to watch it. It's getting to the part where it's like super horrible, gory, and she gets up because she can't handle it and walks out. And he runs after her and says, "Hey, kid, wait up. You okay?" My sister's husband calls my sister kid, and it's like the cutest thing ever.
Who does?
Bo calls Jen kid. Yeah, it's really cute. So like I kind of
really
get,
cute.
you know, like throughout this book when he keeps calling her kid, and like the almost like the lasso it is around her, and like it pulls her back into this like time, you know. So anyway, so they kiss that night.
They kiss.
Yeah, and that's all she's been wanting, you know.
Yeah. It's so special.
So they kind of have this, like, they're not exclusively boyfriend-girlfriend, but
Which is so dumb.
I know.
Do not keep your options open.
He's like that cool guy where it's just like, I don't need a
It's
girlfriend.
like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so,
But I also, like, want you to meet me at the river. So they have a spot. It's the river, is what I'm getting at. And, like, they are, like, together, but, like, they're not making it known, whatever. And so they meet at the river, but they also call it there, meet you there, see you there at 10, blah, 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 blah. So it becomes this, like, sanctuary for her where she gets to go be with this guy that she's been obsessing about.
Right.
Anyway.
So then she's, like, fully in love with him.
Right.
She writes in her diary about him. She says she could die happy.
Oh, but that teenage.
So
angst.
teen.
Okay,
so
anyway.
teen. And then she becomes popular because of Aiden.
Right, because she's being
And
seen
she's
with
like,
him.
yeah, she's like well known, blah, blah, blah. And then it says on.
Is he kind of pulling away? Is that why? So, like,
I think it's just like he's not a Greek god. He's not untouchable.
Right.
He's just a guy.
Right.
It's no more like unobtainable thing. It's just a person. So it's not like no pedestal.
Right,
you know?
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't know if he pulls away or if she realizes that he's just a person.
Because she gets invited to a party.
Yeah.
And is kind of interested in the idea. It's her sister, brother?
It's her sister's like boyfriend's friend or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Who invites her to this party.
Older. And they're
I can't
older.
even, I'm going to have a hard time talking about this.
I know.
Okay. Yeah. So, and she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like, why wouldn't I go? You know what I mean?
Yep. And she probably thinks it's cool too.
Yeah,
She's
Lena
like,
says to herself, it would be nice to be taken out to a party,
Yep.
to get out of the house. But really, if she's being honest, she's going because Aiden hasn't called her in a few days. And at school, he smiled in the hallway, but he seems he's been distant, and Lena is not letting her mind go there just yet. But it's her subconscious that, like the will of her mother. So me. No.
oh my butt.
Okay. What is happening? Lava cap? That's what's happening. Okay. I need to get through this next part. Wait. Okay.
Do you want me to get us
Yep.
through? Are we cheersing?
Just to get me through.
Selena goes to this not party, and it's basically 3 guys. And I don't know if they drug her or
Yeah,
just...
they definitely do.
Okay, so they drug
She
her.
hasn't had a lot of alcohol like me. She's not, but everything goes blurry.
Next thing I remember is him rolling me over so I'm on my stomach. Then there's another guy on top of me, and I hear him say, "Oh no, this is Abby's little sister. I can't do this," and he quit. Then there was a third guy, but my memory is awful by that point. I wasn't fighting that much, I remember. I was just chill about it. I think I thought that I didn't want to say no to anyone, that I wanted them to like me. I just didn't want to give them any reason not to like me. And also here it is. The next day and all the days that follow, the rumor is that Lena fucked 3 guys in one night.
Not that she was raped by 3 men.
No.
That she fucked.
Yes.
3 guys.
She consented to having sex with 3 people in one night and liked it is the rumor that she's a slut. But okay, here is where I don't know if it's devil's advocate so much, but what I feel is that in high school, I distinctly remember several girls that this rumor happened.
I know. Yeah.
And now as a 29-year-old woman reading this, breaking my heart, I'm just like, what happened to you?
Right.
Are you okay?
What really happened to you?
Did you choose to have sex with people and they told, like boys typically do?
Yeah, like,
and
oh my
everybody,
gosh, she's so easy. Go have sex with her.
Damn, like the shit that I used to say, I'm not proud.
Right,
like
of course.
it's so
But you also
sad.
learn from that.
And I hope that like the next generations are better than us. I hope they recognize that like women can want sex too. Women can be horny. Women want to fuck. Like,
and also women have the right to say if they want to. Don't take it from them.
No, this was rape.
This was absolutely rape.
This was,
yeah.
This was gang raped by 3 men.
Yeah, she didn't say no, but did she say yes?
No.
Exactly, that's the point.
And just because she... So this is also what breaks my heart.
You've been trying to take a drink for like 5 seconds.
Because I have thoughts. I wanted them to like me. Okay. I've been there. I know that feeling, and that doesn't mean that you wanted it.
This is literally the Lifetime movie, She's Too Young. Where syphilis is rampant.
Emma
from Degrassi. No, but really, I actually think I know I'm like kind of trying to ease it by making like a little joke about it.
Fine.
But like it really did remind me of that, where it's like, yeah, you're not saying no, but you're not saying yes, and you want to be cool and you want to be liked by your friends.
And you're also shoveled alcohol and drinks and
in the movie
drugs.
And like 13 too, like the movie 13 with like Evan Rachel Wood. Yeah. That movie.
Oh my God, that movie.
I know.
Is so brilliant. I love that movie so much.
I know. I probably watched it too young though, because I was just like, is that stuff cool? I didn't realize the gravity of what it was actually saying.
I watched it and thought it was so cool the whole time. Yeah. And the only part I didn't like when she would like attack her mom and she was like, no bra, no panties. Yeah. No bra, no panties. And I was just like, too far. Yeah. I'm going to go to church with my mom personally.
And I also won't pierce my tongue. Yeah.
Fuck no. Oh my God. Also, when I was 13, I did not get those drug references.
Oh, hell no.
I did not understand what was happening. As an adult, I'm just sobbing the whole time.
I feel like for that movie, it might sound a little bit interesting, but like to watch it when you're older. You know what I mean? Because honestly, too young, I was like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. Should I be huffing, aerosol cans?
Dude, I didn't even know what the fuck that was.
I didn't either, but I was like, but should I be doing it? You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing?
All
Should I be doing
I looked
it?
at was the thongs. I was like,
I know, I want a thong. Exactly, yeah. It's just, anyway, so it's just crazy how much those formative years, those teenage years can really either screw with you or, they're just formative, I guess. That's my point.
So that was our intro to Lena. Or something like that.
Sloane.
Dude.
So, I can't relate to Sloane, but I relate to Sloane.
Sloane's annoying, to be honest, right now. I'm just like, I don't relate. Yeah, I don't relate. She kind of bugs me. This whole, like, I'm so beautiful and I don't even know it. And, like,
she knows it.
My daddy's so rich and I like, it's just my life. And, like, I like being considered an adult. Like,
she's
I don't know.
24.
Yeah.
She's like, I've worked in a restaurant for so long.
I really socialize with the peasants in the world because I like to work in the restaurants.
Yeah. But her story is just like, what
insane.
The fuck?
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So.
But I don't, and maybe I will get there once I crack into it more, but I don't feel the same that I feel towards Maggie and Lena, where I'm like, you've been through shit, where
she hasn't, though.
Voluntary. Right. Which is great.
Yeah, so we're getting a totally different.
So it's such a 180 from everything that we're reading.
And I'm not gonna lie, actually, I totally want to know what's happening with Maggie and Lena. But when I actually finished the chapter with Sloane, I was just like,
need more.
I need more. Because it's something I don't get. Like, it's something that...
I know.
So,
but I'm not judging.
No.
I don't,
of course
like,
not.
in the past, 100%. If I heard about this when I was in my early 20s, I would have been like, that's fucking gross. I can't understand, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm just like, do what you need to do for your relationship.
Totally.
But also I'm kind of questioning, does she want to do this? She does.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're talking about
Sorry.
is having extramarital affairs that her husband is very well aware of and also very into. It's sexually gratifying for him. It's sexually gratifying for her. He likes to pick
something?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wondering, so rich people really freak me out, and I
Right.
feel like they feel that they are untouchable, which truly they are.
They are, yeah.
I wonder if she has been raped or molested as a young child, because she seems so old. Don't tell me.
Too mature.
Too mature.
Yeah.
She's been exposed to too much. And that
I don't know, actually. I
That
don't know.
does come with being rich. They are exposed to a lot, not necessarily sexual stuff, but just life
You're
in general.
put into situations where you're around adults constantly
Yeah.
and you never are really a kid.
Right, exactly.
You
So
know what I
that's
mean?
where I'm just like, is that what it is? Or is it a darker
I think
past?
it's more like that.
Okay.
There is one thing in her past I will not tell you. It's not that it's even anything that's actually... It's not... Okay, so... we have to turn on a light. Is that okay? Just like a single
Why?
light.
You can't read in the dark?
Isn't that crazy?
Hold on.
Is it weird I don't have No, not this light. Yeah, ta-da!
Here, pull up there. No, yeah. Is it? I have to pee.
Go pee.
Oh my god, it's... Okay.
Sloan.
Okay, girl.
Okay, Sloan.
So, girl.
So,
she's sexual.
yes, absolutely.
Probably not what we were saying. We paused it.
Doesn't matter. She gives the impression of not knowing she's being looked at. So she, again, we've talked about it a little bit. She's very beautiful.
What page are you on?
35.
35, okay.
It's 35.
Can I just...
Anyway, she goes to a party.
She reminds me of Serena Vanderwoodson.
What's this?
True. That's my note. That's all I have.
Am I leave it here? I don't know. Where do you want it? Okay.
Put it on Tatum's bed. She's like, what?
What's TBH?
Did I put that? I put that in a memo at work, probably. Like,
S sounds fucking annoying. TBH.
love it.
Okay, so she goes to a party with her boss, and she also has a date.
No.
Yeah. With
Her
her boss. With
dad.
dad. I meant to say her dad.
Probably her boss, too.
But her dad's boss's party.
Daddy boss.
Daddy boss. I love a cap.
Love it.
Okay. Let's start from this beginning.
Sloane.
Sloane goes to a party with her dad, also has a date at this party.
Right.
It is her dad's boss's party.
Yes.
The dad's boss, don't know his name, has a
Who
son named
cares?
Keith.
Oh, yeah.
And Keith's
Yeah.
mom, in the middle of like Sloane being next to her date, Keith's mom's like, "Oh, you should go on a date with my son," like right in front
In front of her
date.
date. Her
Yeah.
date's like, cool. Mom.
The date's name was Bobby.
Yeah. Bobby Kennedy probs.
Actually, probably
Literally.
because she's like swanky.
Slander.
Yeah. Anyway, so they end up going to the manager of Keith's the manager. What am I saying? Keith has a best friend who's a manager at a
Super
up and
nice
coming
restaurant.
super nice restaurant, and so they're able to go and they get like a 5-course meal, and they're set in this super private section, and the chef brings out super nice things.
Can we backtrack just
Yeah,
a
do
touch
your
on
thing.
38? Okay,
I'm on
another reason. Great. Another reason I love this book so much is when Lisa, the author, lets the women take control of the narrative. So like on let's see, this is the second paragraph. The manager, Keith's best friend, came by to let them know the chef would be sending out special tasting menu. Before dinner, Keith and Sloane had smoked weed. Sloane always did the perfect amount of every drug. Sometimes the perfect amount meant overdoing it, and so that's what she would do. Alcohol, for example. Sometimes she knew it was appropriate to be a little too drunk. I just love that somehow Lisa and Sloane got on this level where Sloane was like, Sloane, it seems like, got to dissect her own actions.
Yeah.
Do you even think of that? Do you even think of that? Like, how
with,
to
with
be...
alcohol? Yeah, I actually do.
You gauge scenarios?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All I know is how to cut myself off, and I'm very proud of my skill.
Cut off skill?
Yeah.
Yeah. I typically... I mean, obviously, there are times where it's like, I obviously have gone too far or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Obviously.
Or there are times where I'm just like, I need to drink more for this, you know?
Right.
But it's because... I think it's because it's dependent on whom I'm around.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, how drunk can I get around with them? How uncomfortable are they going to make me? Or how
safe am I?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
but even if I'm
that.
comfortable with you, like if we have a party at our house, literally 99.9% of the time, I stop drinking 3 hours before everyone else.
Right. Because it's also your home. You want to make sure it's like
my
chill.
shit's locked down.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch my shit.
Don't touch my shit. Stop real quick.
Okay.
Oh. Sloan. We also took another break.
Sounds so weird.
It doesn't matter.
You guys, we took a break. Just get over it.
Just stop. Okay.
Sloane. Okay, so Sloane's on this date. She's loving the service. She's a little high. Whatever.
She's enjoying the food because she's also high, but also it's good. So
I would too.
The chef comes out to kind of like be like, "Oh, here's all this."
Yeah.
And I think it's him that overhears her say,
"I wish I could work here."
I wish I could. Yeah, like she misses working in a restaurant.
Right.
The chef later on, do we know this? Turns out to be her husband.
Yes.
Okay. She gets a call the next day that she gets a job.
The following week. The manager calls and offers Sloane a job.
Because it was overheard that she wished that she could work in a restaurant again. Again, she doesn't need to.
No, she likes it. She likes the environment.
Yeah.
Which, seriously, same. I know. I love it.
I want to do it again just to make extra cash.
No, I love all of it. Like being at the restaurant last night.
Yeah.
So Brett's going to be working in a restaurant that's newly opening in Sacramento and it's very exciting. Which we will release later. They're not doing their soft opening yet, so.
Oh, gotcha.
No name dropping.
Yeah.
But Brett's like a part of all of the opening stuff and I love it. I love the details.
Cute. That's good. Yeah.
Anyway.
Not me. Although, again, I really want to get like a job at like a brewery for a little bit. You know what I mean? Right?
Yes.
So anyway, they've decided to give her a little bit of an introduction to each part of the restaurant. And so the chef, Richard, decides to let's
call him Dick.
Okay. I don't know if he's a dick though.
No, I know he's not.
But Richard, aka Dick, decides to show her how to make matzo ball soup.
Yes.
So
they spend the day together making matzo balls. Soup,
exactly.
And
that's the family dinner for the whatchamacallit, for the night. For the whatchamacallit.
And there's one part of the day where she is observing him cooking the soup and she's like, if something were to happen and the bowl would knock over, he would rather injure himself than let the hot boiling soup injure me.
She's already kind of sexualizing.
Fantasizing. Yeah, sexualizing, fantasizing. And it's so real. I think what we're seeing here too in every story is these women being objectified and being taken advantage of by some type of authority figure. Is a theme that I'm seeing that I just discovered in my brain right now. Didn't realize it
popped up in my brain
right now. Thank you, Lava Cap.
But I also think though Sloane is very in charge of her sexuality though. She is the outlier of this book because she knows what she wants. She's very aware of her sexuality. Yes. Whereas the other two women have been taken advantage of their whole lives.
Right.
You know, been felt less than and all that stuff. Whereas Sloane is like, no, I'm attracted to Richard, even though
she's like, I'm hot. I can get anybody I want. And
I do
no matter the age,
no
matter the gender. So let's get into that. Is that she's bi?
Yeah,
she seems bi with more of an affinity for men.
Right.
She prefers men, but isn't opposed to women.
Right.
While she's working in the restaurant, she is kind of attracted to Richard, it seems like, but not really giving him a thought because he's married, has a kid.
He's not married. He just has a kid, I think. Right? I thought he just had the kid.
Maybe
was he married?
I thought he was married.
Oh, maybe so. Because it doesn't take them long to decide to get married. It actually is like a very quick engagement.
Maybe they were
marriage.
separated or something.
Yeah,
but
he does have a kid previously.
In the very beginning, before Richard was even very much in the picture, Sloane was dating this guy, and they were doing like the playing coy thing and then hooking up every few days.
Judd, and then she was also with Erica.
Erica,
so she was, yeah. So again, she was,
and she's also been with a woman in college, and like. So she's like, she's experienced and she knows who she is. She's very like defined in her sexuality and okay with who she is. Like nothing's.
And I felt like guilty thinking this because one of my notes was like, Sloane had always mixed her worlds. She didn't fear contamination. If anything, the potential chaos was exciting. After work, they would all get together and drink and go over the fails, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she's talking about like, she would like kind of like, if Judd was in the mood to hook up, and she would, but if he wasn't, then Erica. And then she brought Erica on to work at the restaurant, and it was kind of, and Richard was kind of in the picture. And my thought was like, does she like drama a little bit?
Well, I mean, I don't think that's you judging or anything like that. I think that's like a fair observation.
Right.
I would
because if she likes mixing her worlds and doesn't like worry about like her worlds colliding, then it might be like something that kind of maybe even arouses her or doesn't. Right. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's exciting. I
think she just really likes to be wanted and be kind of center of attention and in charge. And there is this part on 40. Well, no, I don't want to get to 49 yet, actually. But anyway, so what happens is Sloane and Richard hook up, and she kind of glazes through this, is that they eventually get married, move to where her family's from, on an island, I believe. Am I lying?
Well, I thought they just vacationed there.
Something like that. Not Rhode Island.
They just vacationed there.
But anyway, they end up buying a house, and they go to, like, where a very popular...
To
Newport.
7 months later in July, Sloane brought Richard to Newport, to her parents' summer house on the water. Richard was impressed in the way that all newcomers were. The crowds in the town and all the beaches fell away when he drove down gravel driveways to brilliant white homes on private rocky roads. Rocky roads.
Do you want some ice cream?
Anyway... So they decide to basically move their life there.
Right.
She's always wanted to open a restaurant. She loves the restaurant world.
Yep.
Even though she's only like 24 years old.
Right. Anyway. So they buy a place. They open a restaurant. They're married. All of a sudden, it's her like 28th birthday. 27th birthday. And this girl that's been working with them comes on to her and...
Well, asks him first. So comes on to Richard and she was like, hey, would you and your wife be willing to have a threesome?
That's right.
And Richard's like, you have to ask my wife about that.
Right.
And so she kind of approaches it with Sloane, and then her and Sloane...
Well, not even. She's like, let's go to the beach for your birthday.
Yeah.
And she spends the day with her. So it's not an upfront, like, this is my plan with you. It's kind of like, let me, like, work you
and
into
this girl
mood.
Is young, too. This girl's, like, 19 or something like that.
Young.
So, like, the fact that she's also, in her own sexuality, pretty aware at a very young age, which... I had no idea what to do at 19 years old, let alone a threesome.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah,
No, not even like navigating a married couple. I'm like, you're married. Both of you don't talk to me,
no,
especially. Don't even look in my direction.
Don't. You guys are doing your own thing.
Right.
So, so they go to the beach. They have some wine. They're kind of like flirtatious, it seems
little bit,
like.
yeah.
But they go back to Sloane and Richard's house. And
have more drinks.
And things get heated.
Yes.
You know?
And so then Richard comes home, and then it just starts kind of escalating from there. And then I'm on page 49.
Okay.
And this is just
I'm on page 50, but whatever.
Well, fine.
No, do your thing.
So at the very top, second paragraph, this is how you deal with watching your husband with another woman. You need to have a buzz, but you cannot be drunk. If you are too drunk, then you will get irrationally jealous. You will stop making sense of things. You will not have the part of your brain that says, no, he loves you. He's just doing this for fun.
Right.
And I put good to know. Like, literally, I don't need this note. But it's just so interesting that this is like my thoughts on threesomes and open relationships is just like there are no rules and you just go off and do whatever you want and no one will be mad at you for anything. But with this, there's such structure.
Right.
Probably even more structure than one-on-one relationships.
So I've watched a couple YouTube videos. There's this woman that used to work for
porn. No,
I have watched porn. There is this woman that used to work for BuzzFeed who is polyamorous, has open relationships, and she constantly talks about it, which I think is good because I don't know much about it. So like I'm curious about it, and it's constantly communicating. You're constantly communicating with your partners.
That seems like too much work.
No, it does, and especially because if there's more than one partner involved.
Right.
But at the same time, like. No, I don't see myself having, like, a threesome or, like, a polyamorous relationship. But it is interesting to know that because, like, what if I'm talking to a guy and it seems flirtatious even though I don't think it is?
Right.
And, like, being transparent with, like, my significant other, like, hey, you know, it wasn't that. This is what was really... like, it's also kind of helpful for those situations.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just being completely open, I guess, about that. Anyway, so... Your husband must concentrate on you. Yes, something is happening for him, but this is physical sensation and he needs to feel it, experience it, enjoy it. But in his brain, he must be concentrating on where you are when you are in the room and where you are in your brain. And I feel like that makes sense to me with this whole idea of having like a threesome where it's like, yeah, he might be even having sex with this other woman.
Well,
and she even says that.
And they even get into that later.
Like, he has to be having sex with you through this other woman. This woman you have to be an extension of this woman.
And I guess that's where I'm just like, that's what I just don't get. Like, is the other person in the equation a tool to turn both of you on?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that person has to just respect and know their established role.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have to have somebody that's understanding of that, I think. You know, where like because the third person, I think, obviously on some level has to have sexual gratification.
Right.
Obviously, they're not there just to turn you on.
Yeah,
right. And I think that's the point of that third person, at least in their specific situation. The third person is turned on by having sexual relations with two people, but the two people, like the relationship couple, have to come together. Like she's just an additive, or the person is just an additive to the relationship.
Hold on. Okay.
We
did not realize.
We've been going up. This book is so good.
So
we didn't know.
To talk
I know. So anyway, they ended up having...
They have a threesome.
They do, but the only thing is that Sloane has a hard time with it when she sees her husband actually penetrate the woman.
Yeah, dude.
It takes her... she feels like she's been...
I feel like this is such an East Coast thing, and I know it's everywhere, and that's so stupid of me to say, but it's like...
also in this East Coast setting,
only,
you know?
Yes.
So she does have a really hard time with seeing it happen.
Yeah.
They're finally able to, like, talk it through, and she's willing to continue on with the relationship. So they do it. Whatever.
Right. Then we're into Maggie.
Yeah. During her sophomore year of high school.
Oh, this is when Maggie goes to Hawaii. Guys, okay.
Maggie.
Let's just
dish it.
We'll go really fast. Okay. Maggie goes to Hawaii with her sister and her new husband and new baby, and she's exposed to this very new world of like warm weather and very chill vibes and
And also to preface a little bit,
she's 16.
Right, she's 16. Also, her sister had a baby out of wedlock, but did end up marrying the guy that got her pregnant. But Maggie gave her a lot of shit because Maggie's very Catholic.
That's true.
So they end up taking Maggie to a lot of parties. Mm-hmm. At least the brother-in-law does.
I think the brother-in-law is in the military.
He is. Yep, they're in the military. They're all in the... Well, not the wife, but yeah, they're in the military. So she gets exposed to very adult situations, and, you know, she's out there having fun. She's staying with her sister, and she's helping with a baby.
Yeah, and
she's
kind of like no rules.
Yeah.
And like, I won't
I'm
tell
on my
Mom.
summer vacation. Right, exactly.
Right. And so at one of these parties, it's a quote-unquote toga party, and it's thrown by this man named Mateo, who's in the military with the brother Dane.
Mm-hmm. Brother-in-law,
sorry. And they go to Mateo's house, and Maggie meets this Mateo, and like her and Dane didn't know that it was a toga party, and so Mateo's like, "Oh my gosh, I'll give you guys some blanket,
like bed linens or
whatever, and I'll wrap you guys up." And so then there comes a point where Mateo tells Maggie
he's getting divorced, or he's divorced.
He goes, "I love your brashness, and you're so funny."
Let me just also say this.
He's 35.
31.
31.
That's what you said. 31 and she is 16. Okay. So,
16
anybody in their fucking
hilarious.
Even Sloane doesn't seem that mature. I'm sure there's nobody that's on the 31-year-old's level at 16.
Do you know what a 16-year-old looks like?
A child.
Baby.
A child.
It looks like a baby.
From a 31-year-old? I'm sorry. I feel like I look like a
professional baseball player. Looks like a baby to me. When I'm like watching and I'm like, oh, is this like high school baseball? And Brett's like, no, this is the Giants. I'm just like, okay, children. Okay,
cool.
got it. I'm 29. That person's only 10 years younger than me. I feel like I'm their age. We're not the same age. No.
Making millions of dollars,
absolutely not. You pedophile. Okay. So then...
Well, that's true pedophilia
He is a pedophile. So then Maggie is
Mila
down.
and Dane don't think it's strange when a couple of nights later, Mateo shows up at their place, more dressed up than usual, wearing cologne that colors the air a jungle green to take Maggie out for dinner. I'm sorry.
No.
My note here would be that my sisters would never, in a fucking million years, let me alone with a 31-year-old when I am 16.
Let go.
Let go. But truly, okay.
Never.
No. My sisters are my mama bears.
Yes.
They would protect me and vice versa. Even though I'm the baby of the family, I would truly do anything and everything for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If anybody ever went after them, prepare the wrath. But truly, prepare the wrath of Jess.
It's very immature.
Yeah.
And anyway. I want to say that I want to give excuses because I don't want to say that her sister was being like, yes, please go out with this 35-year-old. Maybe she thought like
31.
Oh my God. Whatever his stupid. It's too old.
It's too old.
Too old.
I'm sorry.
This adult male.
18 plus is too old. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. This adult male, please take out my 16-year-old sister. But she has a baby. Like, I know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm not blaming the sister. I'm honestly blaming
Dane.
Mateo.
And, Mateo, no. You can't even blame him because he's...
I mean, I can because
you can, but, like, he's... Okay. Anyway, they go on this stupid date, and it's stupid.
The point of the matter is that they end up having sex.
Yes, they do. And then, wait, have we gotten to the point where she tells him she loves him?
Oh, yeah, no.
Well, we do.
Okay.
She does.
She does because she doesn't. I mean, she's 16. She doesn't know any better. She's had sex for the first time with a 31-year-old, and she thinks she loves him.
Yes.
So
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, I know. So the way that they're found out is that somebody sees them kissing at a party and tells Dane, and then gets back to her sister, and then a shit storm ensues.
Yes.
And the parents
she tells all her friends too.
No. It's like a rumor that happens over there.
I think she tells a couple of her friends.
Are you sure? Because it seems like...
Because I feel like I remember a part...
The part I wrote down was that she decides it was her fault, and no, it's not. This 31-year-old took advantage of you. Mm-hmm. Hawaii, the age of consent is 16. The Army's age of consent is 16. She is 16. But in North Dakota, the consent is 18.
Ugh.
I'm pretty sure...
What page are you on?
I'm on... That was page 69. I'm pretty sure it's just, like, honestly, like a shit storm ensues. Her parents find out. It blows up.
No, okay. Because on 67... Let me find it. I'm sorry. Hold on.
You're fine.
I couldn't find it. Okay. So I thought that her friend... Well, anyway, but the shit talking, a lot of it comes from her friends.
Right. So she does tell Sammy... So 2 weeks of Hawaii are left on the calendar. Daylight stretches on too long. The ocean is terribly nice. The birds are too droll. The sun is out all the time. The rain clouds are in order. But everything back home is ruined also. On the phone, even her friends act mean. 31, says Sammy. Are you crazy? That's like an old man. Maggie stops eating. Everybody agrees she should be sent home at once. So she ends up staying the rest of the time. Back in Fargo, Margie spends the rest of the summer seeing a psychologist and a psychiatrist. They prescribe her multiple medications. Mostly she thinks it would help to talk to Mateo. Everybody says the Army will have to decide about Mateo's fate. Everybody cares so much that she lost her virginity, that everyone forgets to care that she lost her virginity. Okay, can I just say this one thing? It is wrong that a 31-year-old
Right.
had sex with a 16,
minor.
Yeah, with a minor. That's not okay.
Losing the virginity
Can
part.
I just say this? I was 16 when I lost my virginity.
Yeah.
I was fully aware of what I was doing. I'm not saying that, yes, she probably was aware on some level.
I think it's wrong that a 31-year-old man wanted to take the virginity of a 16-year-old.
Right.
A 16-year-old and a 16-year-old having sex isn't the best idea.
16 and 17.
But it's 16-year-old stupidity with 16-year-old stupidity.
Right. But I was also in a relationship.
A 31-year-old man knows exactly what he's
happening.
doing.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's my point.
Yes.
I don't at all regret having sex at 16 years old. I knew what I was doing. I wanted to do it, and I was ready to do it. With that said, it is 100% not okay to do that with a 31-year-old. I mean, for a 31-year-old to do that to you. Okay. Whatever. Anyway, I was just so
then she is hit with this shitstorm when she gets back home after everybody finds out that she's had sex with this 31-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And and then she's like, I need to talk to someone who doesn't hate me, who isn't judging me, and it's Mr. Nodell. It's Aaron.
Exactly.
So she writes this whole letter confessing everything to him.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not her parents that are judging her. It's not her friends that think she's a slut.
That's exactly what I said before.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
somebody that's willing to listen.
And treat you like a person, not as a child, not as an adult. Mm-hmm. And so he reads it and he tells her, you should come and see me soon, is what he says. So, let's see. So then she meets him after class, and he says, I read your letter. He already said this, and Maggie nods. How are you doing? He asks. He sits at his desk, and she's standing, which is important to note because it's a power move.
Right.
And maybe he's giving her that power by sitting. And that, those are the things that are not taught to teachers, but you just intrinsically know. Mm-hmm. Let that person have that authority. Right. They need it right now. Mm-hmm. So, then he begins telling her that she didn't do anything wrong. He asks why her parents didn't press charges. And so they're just really digging into this.
But this starts the whole conversation later. She goes away with her parents to Colorado because one of her sisters lives there with her husband. Mm-hmm. And they decide to stay for Christmas.
Yeah, they rent a cabin. It's very the most authentic Christmas.
Right, exactly.
White Christmas.
And Aaron decides to text her. Mm-hmm. Again, it's not unusual.
But yes, because she's in his debate team.
Exactly. And you have conversations with your teachers. You have conversations with other kids. But all he says is, hey, how's it going?
Right.
And so she plans...
Which could be innocent. I want to give that benefit of the doubt that
doesn't turn out to be innocent, but
it's not,
initially, because also she's gone through all of this with Mateo. All this stuff is happening. She's having a shit time right now. So hey, how's it going? Are you basically, are you doing okay over there? But then
but there's no reason to text,
and it just turns. They just constantly are texting. Yep. They're going back and forth.
So then it's late one night, and he says that he's going to bed in a text message, and she says, "You're old." And then this is what she says. Nodell says something that disturbs her a little, but also makes her curious. He says, just because you're going to bed doesn't mean you're going to sleep. I know exactly what that means. I'm on page 73. Ooh. I know what that fucking means.
As a 29-year-old, of course I know what that means.
Because an adult texts another adult those things. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't make me curious. I know exactly what the fuck you mean.
Yeah.
You pervert.
But a 16-year-old does not.
No.
17. Whatever
and
she is now.
And he knows that she doesn't know.
I don't know.
Why am I screaming?
So anyway, because it's awful and he's a piece of shit. Okay.
So anyway, she's at this cabin. They go snowboarding for a whole day and she doesn't have her phone. Mm-hmm. And then she finally gets her phone. And then her phone goes off. She sees it's him. She feels a light go on inside her. This is the person who made her feel the most normal after what happened in Hawaii. Right. I mean, Huge. That is a huge statement.
Right.
Okay. A good teacher, a true ally. Okay. So then they're casually talking about presents and snowboarding and the weather and the nieces and the nephews that are with her and stuff like this. And then all of a sudden, and because she questioned the impossibility, so comes the fall. Quote, I shouldn't be texting you, he writes. That is called gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
That pisses me. Gaslighting pisses me off. Okay.
What did I can't even read I can't even, at this age, you don't understand.
Yes.
But he does. He knows.
Yes.
You don't know what's going on, but he is fucking
yes.
I shouldn't be
yes.
You're right. You're right.
You're
don't
right,
fucking text
sir.
me.
You're right, Mr. Nodell. Not Aaron. Not, hey, dude. Hey, not bro. Not whatever the fuck. Mr. Nodell, my teacher? Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't be texting me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Maggie is like, okay. Nodell says he's been drinking and he's going to say something he shouldn't. And Maggie is like, okay. He writes, I'm a teacher and you're a student and we shouldn't be talking like this. And she is like, okay. And on the one hand, Maggie is confused as to why he shouldn't be talking to her. After all, she has lots of friends, and many of them are boys, and she talks to them a lot, and it doesn't mean anything. She gets along with boys in a way that she doesn't with girls. On the other hand, she knows what it means. He means, don't make me do this. Why are we doing this? We can't do this. I love my wife, my kids. But she feels already his hands down her pants. This writing, Jess.
I know.
Makes me want to just lose my mind. It's incredible.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So for him to say, hey, we shouldn't be talking, made a part of her feel she was being
Where are you?
castigated?
Where are you? Yes, castigate is the word.
I don't even know what that means.
Castigated?
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm on 76.
Where?
At the very top, kind of. First paragraph. Hey, we shouldn't be talking, made a part of her feel like she's being castigated.
Castigate is like know your class, like your cast.
Oh, no,
right?
I never knew. I don't know. Sure.
Cast is,
You remember how
I can't even find
remember how
it.
I don't know what that word means? That's
Cast,
still
yeah, like a caste system.
Oh, cool. That makes sense.
There
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's edit
There
that
you-
shit out.
there you get
No,
it, is what I
keep
said.
It in. I don't care about not knowing things. I don't. Being castigated. Feel she had done something wrong even though she was mostly confused. All she had done was answer his questions.
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool. So they're texting a little bit. She hasn't texted him a long time because she's been snowboarding. He keeps writing her, keeps texting her. She writes back when she finally gets back. I'm not mad. I was just snowboarding all day. He says, okay, cool.
Wait, let us pause real quick before that. By the time she gets back from snowboarding, there are 15 messages. I don't think Brett has ever consecutively texted me 15 times. Ever.
I wish Shiloh would want to text me that much.
In our 5 years together. Ever.
Right.
We have been in fights. We have been in lusty love. Never have I gotten... I think the only person I've gotten 15 consecutive texts is from you.
Me?
Probably.
Because I'm texting you memes.
Okay, but this is
and
what
I'm texting you line word by word.
Yes. Letter by letter, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, actually. By the time she gets back, there are 15 messages, all of them from Nodell, like a weird poem. Each text is some sort of iteration. Hey, everything okay? Are you upset? Tell me what you're thinking. Hello. It seems like he was scared that she might have been mad or freaked out about their conversation last night. Maybe even, God forbid, she had been creeped out. She was creeped out.
She's fucking this is happening.
Creeped. I'm creeped.
Of course we're creeped.
We are bothered. She writes back, I'm not mad. I was snowboarding all day. He writes, okay, cool. She doesn't reply.
She changes her name in his phone to AK because she didn't want anybody to know she was texting. This means that you know what's wrong.
Yes! Yes! Mm-hmm. Shout it from the rooftops.
But the thing is that, like, she obviously knows it's wrong, which is why she changes it. But it's not on her to stop it because guess what? She's underage and he's doing the wrong thing.
He's the one that sent 15 text messages. She did not. And then she's at a New Year's party and she's by herself and she's like texting him. And again, he's fucking drunk, not surprised. And then he's like, did anybody kiss you? Why is a teacher asking if anybody's kissed you? Inappropriate.
She's like, yeah, Melanie and Sammy, my 2 girlfriends.
And then the text is silent to be funny, blah, blah, blah. And then he writes, that doesn't count. And then she asks him and he goes, I'm married, Maggie.
The words look strange and Maggie feels she did something wrong. His superpower is that he can make her feel stupid very fast. It's not just that he's older and her teacher. It's something else. But it's also those things. That right there, Demi. His power over her, the fact that he knew he had that power over her, and as we get in later to the book, the power over her. Like, it's just constant. He knows exactly what to say because guess what? She's a fucking underage girl.
I wonder if he sees it as like...
She's a toy.
And I wonder if he sees it like, oh, this hot younger girl. Or if he sees it like, this is something that I can control. What's going on in his life? I'm not giving him excuses.
Of course you're not. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
because it's all wrong.
Maybe his life is shit and maybe his wife is a toxic relationship, right. And maybe he's depressed and maybe he's like, wow, I can control this girl.
I think it is honestly a culmination of a whole bunch of things. I think one, he's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile.
I also think that, yeah, there's probably something going on in his relationship. I think that he knows that he can control this because she's impressionable.
Sorry, I just like, no matter what is going on in your relationship, you don't need a 16-year-old to control to make you feel better. That's the bottom line. That's all I have to say on the matter. And that should be end of discussion, end of story for you, but you'd continue to pursue.
Yep.
It has been an hour and 42 minutes.
Cool. So next.
We're ending there.
Yeah, we're going to figure out where we're reading next.
Oh, yeah.
So.
You want me to pause?
No, because I got it right here.
Great.
It's supposed to be around page 160, but I feel like we should either round up.
Oh, yeah.
Closest. So Maggie, stop at 157.
Stop at 157. Got it. Cool.
And
love it.
Maggie.
Oh,
you guys, I'm actually, so this is how.
Are you past that? All that?
Girl.
Jess.
I am. Like,
oh, you're done.
I'm like 15 pages away from being done. The thing with this book.
Poppin?
Girl. The thing with this book is that I love it so much.
I know.
And as soon as I finish it, I'm genuinely rereading it immediately. Like, truly from the beginning, I'm rereading it. Not even, like, I know we've already gone over this.
Skimming.
No,
not reread. What I meant is not skimming.
Yeah. It's like getting to me so much. I've Instagrammed about it. I've told multiple people about it. I know. I loved it so much. I love that you're like, I miss Jess. But it's just, I think this is something.
It's powerful.
It's powerful. People aren't talking about women's sexuality and how it also can ruin you and make you feel everything.
Want sex. Put it on a billboard. We want it.
Yeah.
On our terms.
On our terms.
On our terms.
Don't fuck with us. Yeah. But anyway, so read to that.
Anyway.
Thank you so much. Also,
you guys.
Rate, subscribe.
Rate, subscribe. I said.
Rate, subscribe. I was never a cheerleader. Okay. So I don't know how it goes.
Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Can I Just Say One Thing? Slide into our emails. Can I just say one thing? The number. What?
Nope, that's it. That's Gmail.
Sorry.
Our emails.
That's what I said. Email.
Oh, I thought you said slide into our DMs. That doesn't make sense with the email.
I said slide into our emails. That's why it was bad.
Are you sure? Okay. Well,
Lava Cap is our fake sponsor. Clearly. You guys.
It was so beautiful.
You're beautiful. Anyway.
Can I just say one thing? At gmail.com. The number's the number 1. We love you so much.
TTYL.
Okay.
Goodbye.